Welcome to today's news. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanzima Naureen. Here are the latest trending news stories from across the globe. Let's dive into today's top headlines. Top Democrats rule out replacing Biden amid calls for him to quit 2024 race. Biden administration wins partial nix of court pact on child migrant detention. Supreme Court provides win to Trump, ruling he has immunity for many acts in election interference indictment. Trump ally Steve Bannon arrives at prison following contempt conviction. U.S. Supreme Court throws out rulings on state laws regulating social media. Hurricane Beryl makes landfall in Grenada as dangerous Category 4 storm. Far right at the gates of power after historic France election result. Chinese space rocket crashes in fear explosion after launching accidentally. South Africa's Ramaphosa names new cabinet as deadlock broken. At least 9 killed after car drives into pedestrians at Seoul intersection. Biles soars to victory at US trials to secure a spot at third games. And Quincy Wilson becomes youngest male US track Olympian. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. Top Democrats have dismissed the idea of replacing President Joe Biden as their nominee after a weak debate performance against Donald Trump. Despite concerns and a CBS poll showing a 10-point rise in Democrats who believe Biden shouldn't run, leaders urge focus on the dangers of a second Trump term. Biden, 81, is at Camp David discussing his campaign with family. While some family members criticize his debate prep, they support him staying in the race. Calls for Biden to step aside continue, with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution suggesting his retirement. However, Democratic leaders stand firm. Senator Raphael Warnock, mentioned as a possible Biden replacement, told NBC that bad debates happen and expressed full support for Biden. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries sees this as a comeback moment for Biden. Senator Chris Coons emphasized Biden's unique ability to defeat Trump, insisting he remains the best option for Democrats. A federal judge in Los Angeles has partially ended a 30-year-old settlement that set standards for housing unaccompanied migrant children in detention. U.S. District Judge Dolly G. ruled that a new rule by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services sufficiently implements key parts of the 1997 Flores settlement, making court supervision unnecessary. The Flores settlement required that migrant children be placed in state-licensed programs, but Texas and Florida no longer license such programs. Judge G agreed with the Biden administration that this made the settlement unworkable. The new HHS rule offers protections like expanded post-release services and culturally sensitive behavior management. Advocacy groups argued the new rule lacks independent monitoring and abuse reporting mechanisms. However, G noted that the rule requires accreditation by an independent organization and includes an ombudsman's office to handle abuse reports. She retained the ability to revisit her decision if necessary, especially since a Republican proposal in Congress could repeal the new rule, leaving migrant children without protections. In summary, Judge G's ruling recognizes HHS's new rule as a valid replacement for the Flores settlement, but she remains cautious of potential legislative changes. The Supreme Court ruled on Monday that Donald Trump has immunity for some actions as president in his federal election interference case, complicating Special Counsel Jack Smith's efforts to prosecute him. In a 6-3 decision, the justices rejected Trump's broad immunity claim but stated some actions tied to his presidential duties are off limits to prosecutors. Trump celebrated on his social media, calling it a big win for our Constitution and democracy. Chief Justice John Roberts, writing for the majority, noted that further proceedings are needed to clarify which actions Trump can be prosecuted for. The court decided Trump's contacts with Justice Department officials and Vice President Mike Pence related to the January 6 Capitol attack are protected by presidential immunity. The indictment against Trump alleges he pressured the Justice Department to investigate baseless election fraud claims and urged Pence to refuse to certify the 2020 election results. Roberts emphasized that while the president isn't above the law, Congress can't criminalize presidential conduct in executing executive branch duties. In summary, Trump's partial immunity ruling complicates the prosecution in the election interference case, highlighting limits on presidential accountability. Steve Bannon, a close ally of Donald Trump, began a 4-month prison sentence on Monday for defying a congressional subpoena related to the January 6 Capitol attack investigation. Bannon arrived at a federal prison in Danbury, Connecticut, where he spoke to reporters and supporters, labeling himself a political prisoner and expressing pride in his actions. His sentence, set to almost reach Election Day, bars him from internet and social media access while incarcerated. Bannon's unsuccessful Supreme Court appeal aimed to delay his sentence following his 2022 conviction on contempt of Congress charges for withholding documents from a House committee probing the riot. Once pivotal in Trump's 2016 campaign and as a White House strategist, Bannon's relationship with Trump soured before later reconciliation. He is influential in right-wing media and faces separate state charges for alleged fraud linked to fundraising for a U.S.-Mexico border wall, maintaining his innocence. Bannon's imprisonment follows that of former Trump advisor Peter Navarro, also sentenced for contempt related to the same investigation. Trump had previously pardoned Bannon for federal charges involving the border wall project, while Bannon awaits trial for state accusations. In summary, Bannon's incarceration underscores ongoing legal battles involving Trump associates and their roles in events surrounding the Capitol riot. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. The U.S. Supreme Court overturned rulings on laws from Florida and Texas that aimed to limit how social media companies moderate content. The justices instructed lower courts to review these laws, which allow states to regulate platforms like Facebook and Google. Tech industry groups, including Meta Platforms and Google, challenged the laws, arguing they violate free speech rights under the First Amendment. Florida's law was partially blocked by lower courts, while Texas was upheld, but neither has been enforced due to ongoing legal battles. The dispute centers on whether states can compel social media platforms to host content they disagree with, such as by restricting their ability to remove harmful or objectionable posts. Republicans claim this law protects conservative voices from censorship, while the Biden administration and tech companies argue they undermine free speech principles by forcing platforms to carry objectionable content. The Supreme Court decision sends the cases back for further review, impacting the future of content moderation on social media. Now it's time for global updates. Hurricane Beryl struck Grenada's Carriacou Island on Monday morning as a powerful Category 4 storm, bringing dangerous conditions to the Windward Islands. The National Hurricane Center warns of life-threatening winds, storm surge, and heavy rainfall across the region. The storm is expected to impact Grenada, St. Vincent, Martinique, Barbados, and Tobago with up to 10 inches of rain in some areas. Hurricane warnings are in place for several islands, with Jamaica under a hurricane watch. Forecasters predict storm surges could reach 6 to 9 feet, posing significant coastal flooding risk. Destructive waves near the coast are also anticipated. Beryl is notable for being the first Category 4 hurricane on record from in June and the earliest in the Atlantic hurricane season, surpassing previous records. The storm's rapid intensification underscores its severity and potential impact on the region. In summary, Hurricane Beryl's arrival marks a serious threat to the Caribbean islands, prompting warnings for residents to take immediate precautions against its potentially devastating effects. France faced a political earthquake as the far right surged ahead in the first round of legislative elections, dealing a blow to President Emmanuel Macron's centrist alliance. Marine Le Pen's national rally led with 33% of the vote, followed by left-wing parties at 28%, while Macron's group trailed at 20%. High voter turnout, nearly 60%, underscored the stakes in this pivotal election. The results mirrored pre-election polls and marked a significant setback for Macron, who called the snap vote after recent losses to the national rally. Prime Minister Gabriel Attal warned that the far-right's strong showing puts them on the brink of power, echoing concerns about France potentially seeing its first far-right government since World War II. As France prepares for the decisive second round, Macron and the left are mobilizing to prevent such an outcome. The outcome sets the stage for a tense and crucial battle in the upcoming round, shaping France's political landscape amid heightened uncertainty. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. A rocket stage from Beijing Tianbing Technologies Tianlong 3 rocket prototype broke away from its launch pad during a test in central China's Gongyu city due to structural failure. The incident caused scattered debris in a safe area, leading to a local fire that has been extinguished without any injuries reported. Beijing Tianbing, also known as Space Pioneer, stated that the first stage of the Tianlong 3 rocket detached unexpectedly during a hot test, landing in nearby hilly terrain. This type of incident, where a rocket part moves off course during testing and crashes, is highly unusual. The Tianlong 3 rocket is being developed as a partially reusable two-stage rocket by Space Pioneer, a prominent player among China's private sector rocket companies. Such companies have grown rapidly in recent years. Rocket stages are designed to detach sequentially during launch. The first stage propels the rocket initially before separating and falling away, while subsequent stages continue propulsion. Despite the mishap, no casualties were reported, and investigations into the structural failure are ongoing. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has unveiled a new cabinet, forming a government of national unity after his ANC party lost its parliamentary majority in recent elections. The cabinet comprises 32 ministerial positions, with the ANC securing 20 posts, the Democratic Alliance taking 6, and smaller coalition parties filling the rest. Following weeks of negotiations and deadlock, Ramaphosa's ANC was compelled into this historic power-sharing arrangement, marking the first time since apartheid ended in 1994 that the party didn't secure a majority. The ANC's reduced voter support, dropping to 40% from over 60% in previous elections, reflects public dissatisfaction with poverty, service delivery, and high inequality and unemployment rates. The DA secured the second largest share with 21%. Ramaphosa emphasized addressing these pressing issues as top priorities for his new government, stressing the importance of dialogue and collaboration in overcoming challenges. The formation of this coalition government signals a new chapter in South African politics, with diverse parties coming together to govern amidst significant public expectations for change. A tragic traffic accident near Seoul's City Hall station in Jeongu on July 1 resulted in the death of at least 9 pedestrians and injuries to 4 others, according to fire authorities. The incident occurred around 9:26 p.m. when a vehicle reversed onto the sidewalk near exit 12 of City Hall Station, striking pedestrians waiting to cross the street. Witnesses reported the vehicle was moving backwards at the time. Police arrested a man in his 60s at the scene who claimed the accident was due to sudden acceleration. Authorities are investigating the details of the accident, focusing on how the vehicle ended up on the sidewalk. Emergency services responded promptly to the scene. President Yoon Suk-yeol has instructed government agencies to mobilize all resources for rescue and victim treatment. The tragic incident has prompted swift action from authorities to understand its causes and ensure support for those affected. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 17,957.05. The NYSE Composite is decreased by 69.45 points or 0.39%. Tokyo stock close price is 39,631.06. The Nikkei 225 index is decreased by 47.98 points or 0.12%. Shanghai stock close price is 2,994.73. The Shanghai index is decreased by 27.33 points or 0.92%. Hong Kong stock close price is 17,718.61. The Hang Seng index is decreased by 2.14 points or 0.01%. Bombay stock close price is 79,476.19. The Sensex index is increased by 443.46 points or 0.56%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. Simone Biles secured her place at the Tokyo Olympics by dominating the US Olympic team trials in Minneapolis. She achieved a total score of 117.225, which placed her more than 5 points ahead of her competitors. Biles, 27 years old, faced challenges including the twisties that affected her during the Tokyo 2021 Olympics, causing her to withdraw from several events due to spatial awareness issues. Despite encountering minor setbacks during the trials, she demonstrated her resilience and determination to return to peak performance. Joining Biles in Paris will be Sunisa Lee, Hazley Rivera, Jade Carey, and Jordan Chiles. Lee, the reigning Olympic champion, secured second place with a score of 111.675 points, while Chiles, a silver medalist from the 2020 Olympics, earned third place with 111.425 points. Biles concluded her trials performance on a high note with an impressive floor routine, receiving acclaim from judges and a standing ovation from the audience at Target Center. Lee expressed emotional gratitude for overcoming personal health challenges to secure her spot on the US team, underscoring the support and determination that propelled her to success. Quincy Wilson, aged 16, is poised to become the youngest male American track Olympian after securing a spot on the US 4x400-meter relay team for the Paris 2024 Olympics. Wilson shared his excitement on Instagram, declaring, "We going to the Olympics, #Paris 2024, #Team USA." Although the official team announcement is pending later this month, Wilson's coach Jolie confirmed to USA Today that the news was relayed to him directly by USA Track and Field. "I called Quincy afterwards with the good news," Lee stated. Wilson, a student at Bullis School near Washington, D.C., impressed at the trials by setting and surpassing the world record for under-18 runners. Following his record-breaking performance in the 400-meter semifinals, Wilson expressed immense joy, saying, "I have never been this happy a day in my life when it comes to track." Previously, Justin Robinson held the under-18 world record with a time of 44.84 seconds set in 2019 when he was 17 years old. Wilson's achievement marks a significant milestone in his young career, setting high expectations for his upcoming Olympic debut. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Top Democrats rule out replacing Biden amid calls for him to quit 2024 race. Biden administration wins partial nix of court pact on child migrant detention. Supreme Court provides win to Trump, ruling he has immunity for many acts in election interference indictment. Trump ally Steve Bannon arrives at prison following contempt conviction. US Supreme Court throws out rulings on state laws regulating social media. Hurricane Beryl makes landfall in Grenada as dangerous Category 4 storm. Far right at the gates of power after historic France election result. Chinese space rocket crashes in fiery explosion after launching accidentally. South Africa's Ramaphosa names new cabinet as deadlock broken. At least 9 killed after car drives into pedestrians at Seoul intersection. Biles soared to victory at US trials to secure a spot at third games. And Quincy Wilson becomes youngest male US track Olympian. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jagu TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jagu BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.